Good morning, treasurers. This is your host Parthesh Shah from Fintech, and you are listening to Night Snippets. Here is what you need to know before going into trade for 24th November 2021. In the international market, US Treasury yields continued to rise Tuesday as well after President Joe Biden renominated Jerome Powell for a second term as Federal Reserve Chairman. US 10-year rose by 4 basis points, closing at 167 percentage points, and 30-year closed at 2.02 percentage points on Tuesday. In the crude oil market, crude is trading at $82.12 per barrel. Short-term range for crude is 80 to 83. Fact check: US Department of Energy announced a release of 50 million barrels of oil from reserves to ease the supply concern, which would have brought the crude oil prices down. But if we check the data, 50 million barrel is actually just 2.5 days of American petroleum consumption, and hence it won't move a needle. Rather, oil prices rallied given just 2.5 days of oil supply increase from US reserves, which means nothing for the global market. In the currency market, dollar index is at 96.55. Dollar index today's range seems to be 95.98 to 96.63. DXY has been getting stronger, and next month's NFP can take it to 97.80. USD CNY or Chinese Yuan is at 639. USD INR with a high of 74.57 closed at 74.42. Support at 74.30 and resistance at 74.60 does exist for USD INR. DXY's strength will be INR's weakness, and we have been reporting the same. USD INR has failed to close above 74.50 for the last couple of days, and hence a race towards 75 is unlikely. USD INR will continue to trade in a very narrow range. In the domestic market, global factors are driving the domestic Indian bond market. Jerome Powell's renomination is seen as the continuation of the reversal policy. 3-decade high inflation in US may prompt Fed to complete the tapering before June 22, which is a precursor to rate hikes. On a domestic side, December 6 to 8 RBI MPC is there, and investors will stay on sidelines until then. 563 2026 closed at 570 versus 569 the previous trading day. 610 2031 closed at 636 versus 635 the previous trading day. Now if we look around for 23rd November 2021 STL auction analysis, then a 2-year Karnataka auction came at 470, 7-year Pondicherry at 662, 9-year Himachal Pradesh at 686 and Bihar at 687, 10-year Karnataka at 687, Himachal Pradesh and West Bengal at 691, 11-year HP at 693 and 12-year Himachal Pradesh at 692. According to our night research team, the 10-year SDL is at 687 to 691, and 10-year GSEC is at 636. Hence, SDL GSEC spread is now at 51 to 55 basis points, which is on a lower side. Try to offload your SDLs and re-enter at 75 basis points once again in couple of months. Main reason for lower spread: very low SDL supply, and investors are fearing a very rapid increase in GSEC and avoiding buying any further GSECs. As far as the OIS goes, 1-year OIS at 438 versus 435 yesterday, 2-year OIS 488 versus 487, and 5-year at 551 versus 547 yesterday. Trading strategy: today we ask our listeners to wait for buying and see today's close, as we fear 637 may get breached. Trading range for 610 2031 would be 635 to 639. That's it for today. See you tomorrow with the new episode of Night Snippets.